YouTube going live.
Batman.
You should put Batman teaser. Yeah, thank you, Sean. And hitting live on Simon the Right. All right. So, welcome everybody to episode 7. So tilt that a little bit there. And today, for episode 7, we have a very esteemed guest with us today, the big bad.
Wow, you guys are going to be really disappointed after that.
This has become a habit to do this during episode. I'm so sorry. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, Alex, welcome.
Thank you.
Big up yourself, my friend.
Yeah, big up yourself.
Before we go into the episode itself, I just want to introduce firstly Jamar over here trying to sort out certain things. Big up yourself, Jamar. Just want to big up Shane, one of our producers. And I want to big up Gigi Levy, the co-host in disguise.
Hello everyone, welcome back.
All right, and I'm just going to take this time to just big up those who are all over on the different live platforms. Firstly, big up YouTube Live. I want to big up Chat Bout Flim IG Live. And down here is my personal live right here. I just want to big up everybody who is there. Alex says hi. So, just a reminder, the IG Lives won't go for the whole episode. So if you want to see the whole episode and you're on IG, when we cut it, you have to go over to our YouTube page. Big up. So, Gigi, how we starting the show today?
Alright, let's start off with our hot topic. So in 2016, there was a biopic of Nina Simone, and Nina Simone was played by Zoey Saldana, who at the time, even though people were against her playing it, she felt all right that she could play it because she's a black woman. But recently, recently this week, she came up with a tearful apology saying that she should have never done that, and that the iconic artist deserved better about this film because, like, it didn't have a far reach.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah. But anyways, that
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see it. They had to put darker makeup on her. They had to give her a prosthetic nose. She did something weird to her voice, and everybody at the time was against it. But she was just now she's seeing what everybody else was saying at the time.
So basically, Zoey Saldana did a movie and she wasn't black enough, so they blackfaced her, and people were upset. And now she's saying sorry for it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm so confused. First of all, I'm so confused. How is this? I'm just hearing about this. What? And where was this tearful apology 4 years ago when she did it? What, like, okay, fine.
I mean, we're in a different. I think the culture 4 years has changed to get even more caustic, more.
I think that racism is racism, as it is.
Do you consider that racism?
No, I'm saying the racist climate, the racially charged climate, as it is now, was 4 years ago. I mean,
all right, okay.
We're talking about Trayvon Martin, we're talking about Tamir Rice, we're talking about Michael Brown, we're talking about, you know what I mean? So like that's not a now thing.
But you know it's what, right? 2020.
2020 just getting worse. Everything is hindsight. 2020 hindsight.
Yeah, but
sorry, go on.
Go ahead, darling.
Okay. One more thing. At the time, Lisa Simone Kelly.
Nickelodeon? Huh? Yeah, you're talking though.
Okay.
YouTube can't hear you.
At the time, Simone's estate asked for an actress with luscious lips and wide nose naturally to play her instead of Zoey. She said that the movie seemed good, but the actress wasn't the right choice. And then later on, after the film came out, Simone's estate tweeted Saldana saying, "Please take Nina Simone's names out your mouth for the rest of your life."
Be a badness back up. Yeah, so I guess
wrong them though.
You don't wrong them.
You don't wrong them. I mean, to me, like as an actress, you have to take a certain level of pride in the work that you put out there. You need to understand that just because it's a big role doesn't mean it's your role. You can't just take it. Just
so her agents and her managers and all those people should have looked
where
at it.
were your friends? Did your friends not say, "Hey, sweetie, let me just tell you something. I know you want to do it, but you're not on, baby.
So when I heard that, one of the things that I thought about wasn't even just that angle, but also the people who put on the film. I think what is offensive that is that Zoe Saldana is obviously, she's in Avengers, Colombiana action. She's full of that star blockbuster feel that brings seats, that brings people in the seats. And it felt like they went for a star and they didn't go for the talent that fits. And that is where, and then it's sad in a way that she gets attacked for it, when I feel like the studio should get some of that attack.
But she accepts.
I agree with you, in terms of like the people who are put on the producer, them, like, why would you in your right mind ask Zoe Saldana to place Nina Simone? Are you dumb? But also, I don't think it's fair to say that she shouldn't get offered a role because she's a blockbuster.
No, I don't think she shouldn't.
Because she, I mean, typecasting is very like. We see it all the time. It's prevalent. Viola Davis just now started breaking out of the kind of typecast roles that she's been given. So like, I agree. Push yourself, do something different. Come out to action. You want to do something deep, fine, but don't do Nina Simone.
So here.
Can she even sing?
So here, my response. I mean, I feel like they would have dubbed it over anyway. But the thing about it is, it's not that I'm saying that Zoe should only do blockbusters. But I'm saying the fact that they have to go through all of that process to make her darker. I'm sure there are darker skinned actresses who can play the role.
There's no doubt.
There's no doubt.
So what I'm saying now is, it just have that feeling like they didn't even bother to look for that darker skin. Like them say, you know what, Zoe going sell tickets.
Like them just bitch up something and say, I want a big name.
So but it's kind of unfortunate, but
I mean, but wow.
It's a wow thing. Cause it's so awkward. It's so awkward.
What would possess you to paint somebody's face? Like just
this day.
Let's think about it. How many black actresses could play Nina Simone?
Yeah, and that's the next thing. I wonder how many of them did Vex.
Well, let's name them.
That's what I'm trying to think about right now.
I mean, I don't know about accent, but Lupita.
That series, that Lawyer series.
Kerry Washington?
No, Black Earth Rising, man, and she's in Chewing Gum. I don't know if you know if that's who you're talking.
Yes, Chewing Gum. That
Chewing Gum. She actually looks like Nina.
Yes.
She actually knows that thinking about it.
And let me tell you something. That bitch could act.
She can.
And
British can throw down.
And British actresses they're good at getting the American accents.
Let me tell you something. They're better.
Okay. I mean,
British trained actresses and actors are better.
I guess what I'm saying is that her being British is no issue with her accent, because look at Idris. When Idris was in The Wire,
nobody knew.
And then he did an interview, and I was like,
it's the same thing with Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie was host for years, and it wasn't until somebody heard him on like the Tonight Show or some shit, and they're like, "Holy shit, he's British!" Oh wow. And it's the same thing with who else? The guy who played Edward Cullen, what's his name? Robert Pattinson. Yeah, it's the same thing with him. So it's just kind of like acting is about that though. Acting is about adaptation and change, but not like that. Not like Zoe. Not that way.
Not pretty like a color.
That is ridiculous. I can't believe they're pretty.
Prosthetic nose too.
All
right.
It got too far.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, next.
So our next thing. Oh, what?
Okay, no.
Oh, sorry, my bad. No. Yeah, let's go.
Stepping on some soul and some corn and mash in here.
Know your role, bitch. Know your role.
I need to chill, Simon. Chill.
Chill. Out, bro.
Okay.
You ready, right, Jim?
No, he didn't.
Is it trailer ready?
John. That was my issue. What we're going to next, while we wait for it to power up, is our trailer review. And what we do each week is we play a trailer and we just review how we feel about the trailer. What has been coming out recently a lot is DC Fanzone. They're trying to get back on the market, and 3 main news items came out. One of them will show the trailer, which is the teaser for the new Batman movie, where they have Twilight guy, Robert Pattinson, whatever his name.
Sorry, if he's watching this. Sorry, boo.
I love when she's like, boo.
I hope he's watching this.
Robert Pattinson is the new Batman.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. And
I have mixed feelings about
Yeah,
that.
good.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, listen.
Well, hear what though? Here's the funny thing. A lot of these DC films, the actors that I'm like, don't turn out to disappoint me.
I mean,
I didn't hate Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm not going to say he was great, but I didn't hate him as Batman. I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't hate him as Batman.
Maybe because you already had low expectations.
I was about to say, like,
but he
if
wasn't.
he
He wasn't horrible. He wasn't horrible as
Ben
especially-
Affleck isn't horrible. Period. So
He's just okay, I guess, in general.
I mean, as an actor, I don't hate him. What is that?
Mediocre white.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Ben. But I'm serious. I don't. But Robert Pattinson, I mean, I guess it's kind of like what he's done because he was like a vampire that flew from shit.
But you know what though?
There you go.
Jimmy, if you can look up some
So
of his
he's
roles.
already been
So he's
Batman.
already been Batman, kind of, a little bit.
He was a bat.
He was a vampire.
But I don't remember the exact movies, but he did a few roles recently where I was just like, all right, you're not horrible, I guess. You know, you're not Twilight anymore. Him and Kristen Stewart did one or two movies. They're not great. I'm not trying to say
No,
they're
it's
great.
not. Okay, but let's not even put them in the same category because Kristen is a garbage actress.
Wow.
Okay.
No offense.
I have no reason to defend her.
Opinions, we get it.
No offense, Kristen.
I mean, all offense. All offense.
No. I mean,
You can't no offense, garbage actress Alex. It's like, listen, you smell like shit. No offense.
but then you just need to go take a shower. You don't need to get offended.
Oh,
You get what I'm saying? So I don't really mean any offense by it.
Where's the, there's a chance.
You're not unsavable.
Yeah, like you're not. It's not like completely left, but it's just not that good.
Well, all right, okay. I think we're actually ready for the trailer, right,
Are we?
Jamar?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do this usual awkward spin around for YouTube.
Okay, thanks.
Here we go. Oh my god. Jamar, is this showing on the screen? Shane?
Yeah.
I'm your secret friend. Who?
So yes, we're getting another dark Batman.
Haven't a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
Wait, but it doesn't look like he's dark Batman. It looks like somebody's trying to.
No, so I think the idea is this is like the original starting of. So he's really young.
Oh, this is like Bruce Wayne shit.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne year one. People trying to bring him out.
Oh, they're trying to draw him.
Yeah. And it's like early Catwoman. She's still wearing ski mask.
If you want justice, please
I'm not sure of his moral ethics.
what is the price where you're blind?
Batman were doing the thing, right?
There are iterations of that.
Is this supposed to be Joker?
No.
Oh, come here, do some drugs.
I'm vengeance.
Kita mabon, right? Kita balik ko.
Rocky mo pa wala.
You can target fish too. How am I part of it? You see.
Well, okay. That's not bad.
Not no bad. It's not boss. It's not boss.
But I mean, trailers are supposed to do that. Trailers are supposed to make you
I
feel
know.
like,
So the foreplay was good.
yeah, but let's hope they can hit the landing, cause sweetie, that's where everybody always disappoints. You know what I mean? They can never land the plane.
What we're talking about here, by the way.
The movie.
Oh,
The movie.
the trailer.
The movie. in terms of okay, so for me, superhero movies can get very cringy, especially when it comes to a movie like Batman, because Batman is such an intense character. It sometimes it can feel like the person who is playing them are during the character as a person who is this person who is Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean?
What I like, I mean, this coming from somebody who reads a lot of the comics and all of that, so I tend to not put my hopes up.
Not me.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
That's
That's
why I like
fine.
movies.
No, that's why I give in. So my angle is I try to not put expectations on it because there are so many interpretations of who Bruce Wayne should be, how he should feel, and just like what you said, I'm pretty sure from the actor's side, because even when I look on all the different versions, because I read somewhere that there's going to be a Flashpoint movie. Okay. And in the Flashpoint movie, so it's Flash. One? So yeah, Zoom Zoom one. This
yeah,
100%.
Keep it simple.
Got it.
So
I actually love it.
Them.
I actually love it. So in Flashpoint, the story, he goes so fast, he goes back in time.
Right. Yeah, I watched this in the Flash series.
Right.
That there was Flashpoint, and he.
It is based on that Flashpoint,
and then it alters the future.
And then there's a reverse Flash and all of that.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Remember that.
So the idea behind that now too is that when he goes back, there are different versions of. So in the Flashpoint comic, when he goes back in time, he alters all the history.
Right.
So Flash's mother who dies is alive.
He's alive, right? That
and
was the point
Batman
of
is now Thomas Wayne. Bruce Wayne dies,
right? And
Thomas Wayne is a gun-toting murderous.
Batman.
And the Joker is actually Bruce Wayne's mother who goes crazy when Bruce Wayne dies. Now, the idea for this Flashpoint movie is that they're bringing, I think Michael Keaton might be in it, so they're going to bring Tim Burton's Batman. I think Ben Affleck is going to be one Batman. So that is something that's out there, and there's a possibility.
Michael Keaton, I'm still up to it.
Yeah. Right. I have a feeling they're going to make Michael Keaton Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
I really feel so. Because that version, that Flashpoint version, Thomas Wayne is old and look like him ready to go to a bar, and the fact that his villain is his wife who gone mad, it's just crazy.
He's a unbuttoned chain hanging guy.
kind of. So there are different iterations and versions and theories behind Batman. So I'm okay with saying, let's see what your theory is. And with this one now, him look like they want him to look a little younger. They want it to look like him not sure what he wants to do, and I'm ready for it.
You know, that's interesting because I don't know if that's the interpretation I got from it.
And that's great. Tell me yours.
Because I think what I got from it is that he didn't want to be Batman.
Which
what I was seeing,
which is a big story in one of his year one comics where like he didn't want to be Batman, but he had to be.
Right, that's what it looks like to me. Like he didn't want to be, or perhaps he was Batman and he had hung up the cape or whatever because he kept saying to Batman, which means that he obviously existed at some point.
To the Batman.
But it looked like he didn't, like when he was in his Bruce Wayne form and his tux and shit, he looked like he didn't want to, I don't know. He looked like he didn't want to be Batman. Like he's looking at people sending messages with explosives and shit to the Batman, and he's just like, I'm trying to be a boy here.
Yeah, so it's interesting. One last thing from Shane.
Yeah, for me, Batman is always the villains. So I was just trying to see if we could have find out who those potential villains.
That's
it was announced, So I think Penguin, Catwoman, and they said I think there's a surprise one. I think it's Riddler. The question side says Riddler, but I think there's a possibility that they want that is Joker, and they don't want nobody to know that it's Joker.
Because let me tell you something, if it's gonna be the Joker,
if it's Joker, is something they're going to act the Joker?
Who?
I don't know.
Joaquin?
Yeah.
Joaquin, yo.
That's the rumor. The rumor is that
I would be so excited.
That boy, I was
Tell me what you feel.
Let me tell you something. When, because I'm biased.
Let me tell you something.
Heath Ledger, there is no other Joker. Right. We know that. Heath Ledger bodied that film to the core of his being, which is eventually what drove him to madness. But so when Joker came out, Joaquin's Joker, I was like, I was dragging my feet. I didn't really want to watch it. When I watched that shit, I was like,
it was good.
I watched that movie 3 times.
No, man,
I watched the movie 3 times, and every single time I was like, holy shit.
It's a movie that will be studied, I think.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think it's a movie that may get studied.
I feel how she feel, because like Simon was telling me to watch it from it come out, because he went to the theaters to watch it. And when I went try out HBO like a month ago, it was the first thing I watched on HBO Go.
Mhm.
And I sat and I watched it, and I was just like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jamal legal with the HBO Go.
Like,
Big up yourself. Wait, what would it say? What would it say? The governor. Shut your mouth to the little bit of money. HBO Go. When I got my HBO Go.
but trust me, the man,
Him Shelley.
Yeah, him shell it, man.
Shelley.
like,
So
you used to say like, all right, Joker, Heath Ledger, nobody else. But no, yeah, when you talk about
He's
Joker,
a
you have to
contender.
mention.
You have to mention
You
it, for
have to
sure.
mention him.
He did.
He did.
Come on,
He did it
there's
so
a
well.
joke. Jack Nicholson will always.
Oh, yeah.
But
that version
was
of it-
better.
It's the different versions. Eh?
What?
It's
He
the
was
different
better.
types of versions.
no, but you see, here's the thing. All right, it's better if you want that level of like realism. You see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah.
talking about like people who are purists to the comic,
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson is the purest of the Joker.
You know what, to know you're right, because
Facts.
even when I watch, I don't remember who's the guy that played with him. See what Suicide Squad?
Yeah, fucking
Alright.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
That's what.
You know what though? When I watch it, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it because the type of Joker that they were playing, the way that they were doing Joker in that
So-
movie, he wasn't the main character. It wasn't about him. He was just a kind of bystander in the story.
Here, why I hated his Joker and Suicide Squad, because I knew how it could have been fine. So Suicide Squad, there's a comic that they base it on called
Well,
Escape from. Don't worry about it.
maybe
I know
that's
you
why.
never said-
Maybe that's why.
No, but here's the thing. Escape from Arkham, they could have just did that over. Like literally, what they did, they even some of the writers said it. They tried their hardest to not be like the original comic.
So you didn't like Suicide Squad?
I did not, because it got corny. It just
I
got
did
corny. Everything got corny. I
did
saw
not like
everything that I
Suicide
could
Squad.
like about Suicide Squad, and when they went to the whole beaming light from the sky, the whirlwind of fire, the villain who is going to shout while she dies. It's like, no, don't be that movie.
I really
It
liked
could have
it.
been,
Any other movie
and it's
now?
fine if you liked it because
I really liked
it had
it.
likable things. It
I
had
don't
likable
know.
things.
I don't know. I mean, because to me, okay, so I love action, but it's hard for me to find an action movie that has good acting. Action movies.
Did you like it or you loved Harley? Because I loved Harley. I loved Harley in
She
Suicide
was.
Squad.
She was the. I'd say, she was the most noteworthy in the movie.
And I liked Will Smith. I actually think Will Smith did well in that. And I don't usually like Will Smith. I don't usually.
I mean,
No,
depends
man,
on depends
he
on
did
which
Deadshot
movie.
well.
Yeah,
He did
killed,
Deadshot
killed
great.
He killed Deadshot.
Ah, and in Deadshot's character, Will Smith did a good job being a Deadshot's character is blunt and calm and
Well, me not really know nothing about the comic. Then.
yeah, man, I feel in that part.
But I loved Harley Quinn. I thought Viola did an amazing Amanda Waller.
Well, yeah.
Waller
Well, she did an amazing
rendition.
role, but
I mean, in my eyes,
before we make
Viola
this a
can
whole
really do
DC,
no.
before we make this a whole DC.
Oh, by the way, Viola could do Nina Simone as well.
No, it depends on which part of her life, though.
True.
In terms of her build,
like
in terms of her
early
build,
part, Nina Simone.
no
like,
man, in terms of her build, Nina was maga. Nina was maga.
yeah, when she
Viola-
gets older,
That's
she'll
absolutely
put down.
Yeah,
But
she
I mean,
was
Viola
tiny.
can lose
But
weight.
hold on. So
Yes.
Hollywood
in
movie.
any case, the trailer look neat, and I'm looking forward to it. Gigi, what we have next?
Okay.
She's like, oh, is it my turn now?
And laugh.
Next is there something
Why don't say
local,
what you're
and
saying?
we're going to
Huh?
Next is there something local, and today we're going to talk about Miss Alex Gregory.
Yay!
I want to hear about your acting career, what's happening now, and what's going to be happening for you.
Okay.
And what I want for something local, what I specifically wanted to even touch on is, for those who don't know, out in the podcast world, this is the big star of the Netflix show Top Boy.
Hi. No, you know. I was in one episode.
Listen, specifically, no, you are in two
You're in
episodes.
2 episodes.
They split your section into 2 episodes. So
Yeah.
chat to me nice. Next
You're in 2
time when you write
episodes.
to the contract, tell them pay per episode.
Well,
Oh.
I was in 2 episodes. They did. Let's just clarify. Netflix, please don't sue me.
Oh, they did. Boom.
But guys, I was not the star of Top Boy.
It's fine. It's fine. You're my star. You're my
Simon
star.
is talking, you
You're
think
my
that I was
star.
the main character. I was.
You
not.
were my star in Top Boy. But yes, Top Boy, I wanted to talk about the experience on Top Boy and doing that show. And I also wanted to tell me about the movie, the short film that you have coming up, Out of Many.
Okay, so the Top Boy experience, I'd actually say gave me a very real estimation of what it would be like to be in the film industry, in the TV show industry, because I'll tell you something about those hours. Whew, child, you could literally be on set for 20 hours. Not saying they did that, just saying that you could be on set for 20 hours and your scene is like 30 seconds long, and you got to do that scene for 5 out of those 20 hours, and all the pre-shots and the pictures and the whatever is the next, like, what did I say, 15 hours of you being on set. So I think it was a really, if you don't love what you do, it sucks. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard, and even loving what you do, you still have to convince yourself at every point, like, this is what I love, and this is what it takes to do what I love. So I just gotta do it because I love this.
So question:
Mhm.
how many times then did you have to do your dancehall queen scene? Cause that wig, my girl, popping.
There's a story behind that wig, child.
There's a story behind the wig. That's why we're here to chat about Flim. Tell us the wig story.
It took us like 4 weeks to find a wig. Well, not 4 weeks.
In Jamaica?
It took us forever because the costume girl wanted and the producer wanted a specific look. And the kind of wig they were looking for, they couldn't find it. So it wasn't until we went to Cherries.
Yeah.
And Cherries was no help.
Why?
They just weren't at the time. And then we went back.
One girl up at 2020. She'll make that for you. Easy, simple.
I'm not wearing any more wigs. After that experience, I was just like, wigs are hot as shit. I don't want to do it. Okay. But I did the scene. I think I did the scene like 10 times maybe. First they made us do a run through, and then they let me pick music for it to make me feel more comfortable. So I actually picked the song that's in the scene. I didn't know it would be in the scene because the discussion was just play it now. So
and whatever them have copyright for, they will put on in post.
Just play it now, and you can listen to it to use this for the scene or whatever. But yeah, I did it like 10 times. The running to the car scene, I did like 15 billion times in high heel shoes. So every time I run and I'd go, like, they're like, all right, cut. I was like, and then pop off my shoes, and then be like, here, fan, and I'm like, but it was God, but you know.
Yeah. No, that's interesting because I remember. So you and I are friends a long time, and for whatever reason, I don't think you spoke. I guess you couldn't NDA and all of that.
NDA, right? Mm-hmm.
And then I guess by the time it came out, you forgot to like push it and promote it.
Yeah, I mean. And
then like I've seen you put up pictures and clips from your plays because I know you're a stage actress, and I just remember watching it. I was like, hold on there, I'm a friend. And then I think I took a little video of it with my phone, sent it to you, and then you post that video.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, guys,
yeah, because
I'm on Top Boy, and I was like, Ray, you use my phone video.
That's kind of what happened with everyone for that, except my mom, because everybody was just like, wait, and they you just see that, and I'm like,
but it's funny because I took so long to watch Top Boy. You know what I mean? So like by the time I saw it,
me too.
Because I also know Scantana, who was in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I had taken a clip from his to promote it because he was also on my show, the Apollo series.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Scantana are friends. And then I knew he was on it. You get what I'm saying? Because he did. I just knew he was on it because I watched it and I saw him. Woo!
Wipe off that sweat there.
That's bullet. Okay. All right, what was that one? Okay, cool.
Got him.
But
yeah. Anyway, so I didn't know you're on it, and then saw the episode, and I was just like, "This is my friend. My friend is a star."
I don't know if I'd go as far as to say a star, but
I'm excited for
because even my nail girl, even my nail tech, because it was the continuity, and it was a shot over. It was over about a week and a half, I think. or so. It was like 3 days or so, about a week and a half. So I had to have the same nails. So when it came out, my nail tech called me and she's just like, where they? And my fingernail that you have on the
She never take like a screenshot and say,
I did. I tagged her when I did the post. I tagged her in it and I was just like, yeah, big up the nail tech. Whatever.
What's the nail tech name? Big up the nail tech.
Big up at Get Nail JA. Shannon, big up yourself in a Cayman.
Or is that Shani M or something?
Yes.
Like that?
Me not saying I Cayman and live a Caucasian life and whatever. But whenever you come home, these babies miss you.
We'll have a screen grab that.
But yeah, it was a life-changing experience. I'm really blessed to have the kind of support I have because those hours were draining and not toxic. Wow, what the hell? You know,
and difficult.
You know when you're you have like a toxic relationship. So any word that comes after draining is habitually toxic. Like, oh my god, you're so draining and toxic. I hate you. That's what was happening just now. Sorry guys.
You still showed up on Top Boy, right?
It was really
dramatic.
It was really exhausting, and I think every time I came on set, I slept like a rock. And I was blessed at the time to have a really supportive partner who would help me, would cart me around the place because I couldn't drive. I did cross. And my mother. Winifred.
Oh no.
Shut up, Emma. Big up Winifred anyway, she did because she really came through 100%.
Nice.
Like I'd wake up and she'd be like, eat something. I'd be like, I'm not hungry.
So with all of the celebrity status that you receive from being this Emmy nominated,
you know that
actress.
You know that Simon is melodramatic?
Did you meet Drake? Does he smell as good as he looks?
I did not meet Drake. Okay. So I cannot answer your question.
We're done. I can leave.
All right, well, I'm out.
So with all the celebrity status that you receive, what has happened since Top Boy? What do you have working for you?
Well, to be fair, I mean, people have asked me to read for some stuff since Top Boy. Some of it not necessarily because of my role in Top Boy, but just to have me read. There is another short film that I might be working on soon. But I think that after Top Boy, I mostly just focused on stage. Because to me, once you're a good stage actor, being a good screen actor is like secondary. Because stage is bigger. Stage is more. Mm-hmm. You have to give by the time
you have to get it right for that night, especially.
Tell you something. See, by the time you're done play, you feel like a suck out bag juice. You're just like, I just want to sleep. But no, seriously. I remember we were doing a show. I think a few months after I did Top Boy, we did a show. The company I'm in, Quilts, we did a show, and after we did that, I think it was 2 weekends. Mm-hmm. Hibernation, like proper comatose. Wake up to pee and go back to my bed.
No, I mean, so a funny thing about that is, so I work on sets. I work with Just Bus and I do a lot of video stuff. But especially with Just Bus, we do a lot of sets. And we did a show recently. We did Spice It Up show, and we did multiple episodes in one night. Mm-hmm. And we would reach at like 4 to start setting up, and then we would go to like 3 in the morning. And then I had to like teach the next morning. And I just remember being on that 11-hour set and doing little things like holding up a boom or a screen might fall, so you have to just go so.
Cover it up.
And you think it's just so. And then after like 20 minutes, I'm just like, I could never model.
Yeah.
And not even 20 minutes. I said 20 minutes. After 2 minutes, my hand is just like,
and you can't move it.
And then just like, there are just models who are just like, or they're just like, yeah man, set so. Stay so. And I just be like, brother, make her rest. No. And you're like, no, if she breathe, we lose the money.
We lose the money, yeah. We lose the shot, yeah. And it's unfortunate because what it also showed me is that Jamaica doesn't really have a space for us creatives like that. You know what I mean? There are very, very, very few people in our country who live and work as actors and actresses in the show business. Very few people who are fortunate enough to do that. So, like people like simpletons like me who want to act and love to do this thing, still have to do all the work that it takes to do that shit and wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to work the next day. And it's just kind of like, but it's not what I want to
Definitely,
you know.
definitely. What about Out of Many, a short film coming up? Tell us a little about that.
Right. So the short film Out of Many was written and directed by Rebecca, by and
All right, big
produced.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a really good.
Produced, directed by who?
Bex.
Okay, so Bex wrote and directed it.
Yeah.
Storm Salter is producing
Right.
it. Big up Storm Salter. I actually did a workshop at U with him, a screenwriting workshop. I have a script that I actually written that he helped me to put together.
Yeah.
And every now and then,
nice
I get a good response from him. He's a youth. When we see him, he's just like, oh, man, Simon, go on. Big up.
He's a
He's a
really
cool
nice
dude.
guy.
He's a really good person. And I see that he's trying to do everything he can to develop film in Jamaica and filmmakers. So the
Right.
fact that he's producing this is pretty big, and I respect that. So big up yourself, Storm Salter. We're
Yeah.
definitely going to screen grab this and tag you in a story.
Yeah. Yes, I think that has been one of my favorite experiences to date.
Okay. What's it about? What's the short film about?
So it's about without spoiling.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it. It's mostly about a teenage girl's life experience. She grew up very sheltered.
In Jamaica?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
She grew up very sheltered, Upper St. Andrew kind of girl.
Upper St. Andrew.
Upper St. Andrew, living her
Okay.
best, spoiled girl. And she was surrounded by.
You're the spoiled girl. You're the Upper St. Andrew spoiled girl. Okay, cool.
I play the Upper St. Andrew spoiled girl.
The
I want to say I am. I played her.
You're the female lead in this.
Right.
film.
So that was that. She grew up sheltered. She grew up.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
had that around her. She was, those are the kind of people she hung out with, and then she had an experience, random experience one day, that kind of tilted her world over. An experience that she realized that some people live day to day. That's their day-to-day experience, but it's her first time experiencing that, and kind of exploring. Yeah, kind of exploring the lack of sensitivity around it for certain classes versus the reality of it for the other classes experience. So that's what it's about. I tried to be as evasive as possible because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, no problem.
But I play Asha, who is the lead in the film. Yeah.
Nice. What I did want to ask was, how long did it take? When is it coming out? Well, firstly, how long was the shooting? Because I think people out there are also curious to just the process of making short films. You know what I mean? What I think a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of directors start their journey with a short film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's actually groundbreaking,
Yeah.
because when you want to direct and production houses, they're going to say, show me what you have. And if you never have the
where's your
movie
reel?
to, if you never have the movie to do a feature
Even
film.
as an actress, you have to make sure that you have stuff. You have to have a reel. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Nadine Rollins, big up yourself anyway. There, she's constantly saying,
Have a reel.
"Have a reel, Alex. Where's
Yeah.
your show reel? Where's your show reel?" You know.
So how long did it take?
Actually, it was a 3-day shoot.
Bam. All right.
Intense 3 days.
No, months.
Yeah.
How long is the film?
It's not long. I think it's 15-20 minutes.
That's big.
It was a very intense 3 days. You wake up in the morning and you're like a zombie. You're like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to shower first. Make sure you're clean, Alex.
Okay, you don't want to be a
Everything
garbage actress
Right.
like Kristen Stewart, right?
Damn.
Oh.
else. I didn't mean to smell like garbage.
Well, I don't know. What did you just
Wow.
Oh.
It make her acting stinks, not her as a person. Kristen, I don't
Okay, chorus of O's like it's not she did say.
know. How did everybody else know what I meant? You would hear a thing and tell a girl she stink, girl, you don't stink. I'm sorry. I know you took a
I just
shower.
wanted to make it awkward.
So
Clack, clack, clack.
it was a very intense 3 days. I mean, in terms of the process that for production, to be fair, I was very, very, very well taken care of on set.
Nice. I mean, you're the star. I keep saying this.
That your own trailer, your moe.
Anyways,
Big top boy actress. I forget take care of. Want to them.
no, that's not what
Want
I'm
to them.
saying. Oh my God, focus. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of when I got there, by the time it was time for me to be on set, most of the stuff had already been set up. Yeah, of course, because you have
Professionalism.
because you have to do hair and makeup and stuff. You're usually there. You'll see some stuff happening, but in terms of the foundational things of I never experienced that. But in terms of the crew, you know, the crew you have to have a tight crew working with you. You have to have a cameraman who understands what the mic man needs. Because sometimes you have cameramen who are like, okay, yeah, I got my shot. And the mic man is like, I didn't. Like, I cannot hear anything. Can we go again, please?
I've actually seen that happen where
Yeah, and it kills
sound
them.
man have everything and then he's just about to press and they're like, shut. And then him wants to say something, but the director not looking at him and the sound man, they're way over there like, and then they do a scene and they're like, good. And
It's not
hope you
usable.
caught it with your phone.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because you know, and it kills post-production. Because what is the sound man gonna do in post-prod work? He literally can't do anything. He's just like, you gotta come back. You gotta come back.
Those are interesting experiences.
Yeah.
When is it slated to come out?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Did they have? I know COVID.
It was originally supposed to come out in April, I believe, of this year, but because of COVID, post-production got slowed severely. Because the person who was doing post-prod work was in the States. Right, had to have access to his equipment. So
another question I would ask is, how do they plan to release it? Will we get a chance? Because one thing that we want to do here is we want to review local films.
Right.
So, I guess you probably don't have the answer, but you can just make Bex know that whenever she's ready, I would love her to be a guest on Chat Bout Flim if she would like to.
Okay.
But we would love to watch her film and talk about it with her. Because last week we did that with Chris McLean. We spoke about his short film on the road. You know, we got a chance to watch it and kind of discuss it. Cause we're trying to push this segment is called something local. You know?
Right. Well, yeah,
so
I'm waiting to based on the conversations we've had. Once the film is ready for release,
yeah,
I'll
man,
have
just let us
access
know.
to the stuff. So I can just always.
And we will push it on our platform. So big up to that. Big up to everything you're doing with Top Boy. Big up to Bex and Storm Salter, and looking forward to Out of Many.
Yep. Me too. Because when I'm post production, you know, some stuff happening. You have to go redo a one line or something. Yeah. You go and they're playing it back. I'm like, no, leave it.
So true. With that said, we're going to end something local, and Gigi is just going to tell us what is next.
Well, actually, you're going to put this up.
Oh yeah, do all of my little.
Yeah.
All right, so again, we're going to stay on YouTube. Just going to big up everybody who was following on IG. Like, was anybody following?
Yeah, like 2 people.
Yeah, big up both of y'all. If you want to see the rest of the episode live, check out our YouTube. That is youtube.com/c/Chat Bout Flim, or just type Chat Bout Flim. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Follow us on IG. Check us out. Big up on yourself. Going to cut off the IG live. Man. Yeah. You end the stream?
Did you save it?
It just disappeared on me. It just disappeared on me.
Anyways, introduce the next section, please.
Okay. Still there?
Just introduce the next section, please.
Okay. The next section, we want to introduce our guests a little bit more, get to know more about you, how you got in the business, how you get your roles, what first got you interested, things like that. So we want to know more about you right now.
Wow. Okay.
No pressure. Tell us everything.
No pressure, but give us your life story. Okay. In terms of how I got into the business, I've always loved acting. I was really mad in prep school because there was an age limit on what age you could join the speech choir, and I was just like, why is there an age limit? I resent that. I want to do it now.
Is that you're like 5 years old?
Yeah, I was like 5 years old. I was like, I want to do it now, mommy. I want to do it now. She's just like, sis, just hold on. At 2 years, it not get feeling. So as soon as I could, I joined the speech choir. And I was trained by the great Mark Rooms in speech and diction. Let me tell you something, that man is epic.
Big up yourself, Coach Rooms.
And then I moved to Arden, where I was under the tutelage of Zano. She is, you can literally ask anybody in the theater where she is the foundation. She has trained so many young actors and actresses and inspired us in so many different ways, told us to follow our dreams, helped us to achieve that. And then after that, I was with Mr. Fabian Thomas for a bit, where I got a lot of stage practice.
Yeah. He's very involved in
Yeah,
I've
he
seen him
is.
on places, so people say,
And he's very
"Mm,
passionate about what he does, which is now we just call it the quilt right
Okay.
now. And Rayon McQueen has changed my life entirely.
All right, big up Rayon McQueen. We need to tag all these people.
No, I'm telling you, it's interesting because Rayon and I's relationship is very strange. It's not we're not super affectionate people. We're not, but he will not hesitate to call you out on your shit. So he'd be like,
We need that.
"You think you can act? You can't act, you know?
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
Come again."
we're going to actually interject and tell her what we call that. On Chat Bout Flim, we have an issue called bully beef acting.
But
You know
Where-
exactly what it is. We don't have to explain it.
Where you sound like you're in a bully beef commercial.
Oh,
You did know say bully beef costs so
yeah,
much.
that's what we call.
You
we
did
call
know say that bully beef so nice.
We call that the JCDC version because you know. No, wait.
Oh no!
You're gonna make it sound worse than it
Call
is.
the resist you at first.
No,
And
sorry.
no.
You know
You're
what's
gonna
the
make it
funny
sound.
thing?
You're gonna make it sound.
I
You
know
know
exact-
exactly
I
what
know
I'm
exactly
talking.
what
Okay,
you're talking
okay.
about.
It's the juke and rock. It's the juke and rock. Like you know you're
I
doing
swear you said Juke and Ram. I
juke
was like,
and rock.
Ooh.
Curve. You know when you
It's not better. It's not just me.
it's like you know when they're doing a dub poem and
Yeah.
like, Jamaica. Basically.
I'm dead.
Welcome to the country of, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind
Like
of
a juke.
like we juke. We actually did that in high school.
Wow.
Pouring down. It was like
I
juke
did-
and rock.
I
and
remember
juke
doing that
and
in
rock.
high school as well, because
Yeah.
I don't know if Simon knows, but I did drama club for 2 years.
What?
Right, and so you know exactly what I'm talking
I did
about.
drama club for 2 years,
How did you not know this?
What?
and
Why did I have to come here for you
I
to find
actually,
this
What?
I made it actually go JCDC Drama Festival twice to Calabar.
My body. Oh.
Well, Calabar, I mean, Calabar is not terrible, but that's what I'm saying. So like there are a lot of noteworthy schools that come through JCDC Drama Festival. We're talking Arden,
Okay.
Campion, Meadowbrook, Casey. Those schools, if you call those names at JCDC, they know that they're coming with quality shit. You know what I mean? But there are gonna be the schools that come to JCDC just to say they came and then do juke and rock. You know what I mean? So that's why we call it. No, I don't know anything about Calabar. I'm not calling about his name. Which is why we call it. Which is why I said a JCDC rendition. Not anything having to do with the company
Or the quality.
or the quality the
It's just the
company
style.
produced.
It's about the style.
It's what is brought to the company in the
So,
elimination round.
seeing that you're not a bully beef actress, and it has to a short film, I thought that one of the interesting topics that we could talk about in terms of, you know, film in itself, because here we chat about film, not just your film.
Right.
I don't know. What character does she play and what do you?
She plays the first lady of the United States, the wife of Fitz. You know.
Jam, I know this character. This is all Jam's.
You know. I
What's
like
her
it.
name again? Mel.
Mel. Uh-huh.
Mel.
Let me
is
tell
a
you
boss.
something.
Mel
Okay?
is a
Drama club
boss.
actor over here.
No, let me tell you something. The show is about Kerry Washington. There is no doubt that Kerry and her okay with that. She did a good job.
Yes, it's like her
It's
signature.
her signature thing.
Okay.
She did a good job. She did a solid job as the star. But Bellamy,
Mel.
effing young. That woman came in this show and she's like, "You think there's only gonna be one female lead up in this bitch?" Let's see. Okay, the progression of her character, the way her character arced, the way she navigated every single aspect of that character.
Yes.
She was Mel. Okay,
Yes.
and when I tell you that that is the best thing about Rayan says it all the time. You don't act to become, right?
Ooh,
and that is the most important part of playing a role. You have to make sure that you are being true to what you're playing. And she played the hell out of that woman.
Just a point to note that there's a point.
Oh, sorry, baby.
There was a point in Scandal that it was getting a little
played out a little
Yeah, season
rerun,
around season
and
4-ish.
she kind of just get a breath of fresh
Yep.
air.
Yep.
Just step in and like, all right, I'm gonna turn this
I'm
shit
gonna
upside
pull
down.
this shit up.
Yeah,
I'm
man, she
pulling
did
it up.
really save the show at one point.
And there was a scene that I will never forget. There's a scene I'll never forget where I can't, everything's a blur, so I can't
It's
remember
fine.
exactly what
Nobody
incited
is,
the
and whoever fact checks you will just give us more publicity.
I don't remember
fact check.
no publicity
Yeah,
is bad
JCDC.
publicity. I don't remember what inspired the scene, what was the inciting incident for that scene, but I remember she was in the closet in the White House in the bedroom.
They're like, okay.
Oh, I think that was
And
that was when
was
she
she
finally did
depressed?
I try and make Fitz know her father did.
So
Or-
either that or she found out that somebody was pregnant, something like that.
Yeah.
Or that's towards when her son died. I don't remember.
Yeah,
one of those
Yeah, one
big
of them
things
big
that
things,
happened
yeah.
in the show. She went into that closet because she was laying off liquor. She went into that closet and she took out a bottle of hooch. That's what
As
we
they
call
call
that
it.
shit. Hooch. Okay.
Or moonshine.
Or moonshine. And she took it out the top or the bottom shelf of the closet and she sat on that floor
Oh,
and
yes.
she drank that shit. And I that's a girl for drink things in a TV because when
we
when,
need to frame that.
when,
I saw girl for drink things in a TV.
when she did that scene, like you couldn't look away. All she was doing was drinking from the bottle, but you could not look away. And I was like,
you
I wanna do
felt
that.
every inch
I
of
wanna do
emotion.
that.
Zine. What I would say, I personally don't watch Scandal, but what I do like about what you guys are saying is when there are more than one female leads, it become more about the performance than about it being a woman in the show.
Right.
I think there are a lot of shows out there where there's a female lead and it's obvious that they want us to focus on this is the woman in the show. You know what I mean?
And
But then if
especially
the-
because,
if the performance-
especially, let me just say, because especially in Scandal, because the lead was a black woman, they're making a politically correct statement that there's a black female lead, but really nobody cares.
And
Not when it comes to that.
Not when it comes to
I
the
want
art.
I want to actually segue into my first one
Mhm.
with that point actually, which is Claire Danes from Homeland. Right? I know you haven't seen Homeland, but
Me neither.
Shane, you've seen Homeland. So
Yes.
Claire Danes, look up her. I don't know if she's in anything else.
Look up
Claire Danes, my
her.
so-called life
Yeah.
from MTV.
Right.
Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo
Romeo,
DiCaprio.
yes, she was in Romeo.
Yeah, she was Romeo and Juliet.
She was Juliet.
She was Romeo and Juliet. No.
She was in.
Juliet.
Sorry, she was Juliet.
She was Juliet.
So
Like,
Claire Danes have a decent-
you need to watch Homeland, though.
Let me see her. Let me see her.
let me look it up. Just see. Oh, you got it there? Yep.
I can't. I don't have my images. Not.
Oh, there's image.
Oh yeah. I don't know her.
You don't know her for real?
None at all?
I don't think I know her face.
Like,
Girl,
Yeah.
you should at least
Claire
know
Danes
this.
did have our moment in it. I think it was what, like late 90s MTV era.
Mhm.
It was my so-called life. Like looking at that picture of her now,
Yeah.
actually like thinking about what she looks like in my so-called life. Like
Show me her in that. Show me
In
my
my
social.
social
social-
man.
okay.
All right.
Find a Romeo and Juliet
Screenshot.
So what I would say, so as I was saying with that now, so with Claire Danes, when it just started
She was
off,
super young.
oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
I do remember
I
that.
remember her.
Yeah,
You
I
remember
do
her?
remember that. That just hit
Yeah.
me. So with Claire Danes, her role as Karen Matheson in
Homeland.
Homeland,
Mhm.
what I did like was it started off where a male was the lead role.
Mhm.
You understand? And then eventually she became the lead role of Homeland.
Mhm.
And she did a lot of what we
Kind
would
of
call
like Leonard SVU.
Cool.
Where
Yeah.
it's evolved
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Mariska Hargitay's show.
And what a lot of people are saying, she did a lot of what people consider typical things that women do, where they have sex with somebody to try and get it, the character, not the actress. They have sex with someone to get whatever they want to get, and
Because men are easy.
because men are easy. Wow,
Facts.
a fact still, man, nonsense.
Yeah.
And what her role evolved into was just intelligence and power, and her acting of that role because she was bipolar. She was bipolar.
The bipolar spin.
She was bipolar, and her acting when she's off her meds, it was like to the point where I did like research, like I watched YouTube videos of people who are suffering from that bipolar disorder, and she nails it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like and she nails the small things, the grinding of teeth, the eyes. Like she's one of I'm a big fan of people who act with the eyes.
Big guy.
You know, well, not just big eyes, but like where
No,
the
she meant-
eyebrows and the,
I don't think you got what you meant.
what you mean?
She meant that you're a big eye actor, like as in you like.
Okay,
you're big
cool.
on that.
You could have just left it. It's fine.
I'm a big eye actor. Got it?
So because he was running a while ago, he was just like, no, it doesn't have to be big eyes. Hold on, baby. Let's just come back a second.
I'm running away with foolishness.
Yeah. Once again.
It's fine.
He does that.
So, her the way that she acts with her eyes and just like I guess what you guys are saying with
Subtlety.
Scandal, the mouth quivering and the little things. I think the subtleties really bring that out, and I really love the role that she plays with it. And for Homeland, you know, it shows that eventually Homeland was respected but didn't get a lot of the Emmys that people thought it would get or the nominations. And when she became that lead, it took off.
Yeah.
It
Because
really did.
a big part of acting is research, you know. Most of
Yeah.
most of acting happens before you touch the stage, before you touch the screen, before most of the acting is all the work you have to do before. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are lazy actors. Because the truth is, it don't take nothing to do research. It don't take nothing. You're on your phone all day, on your laptop all day long. You don't take nothing to Google. You take 1 hour out of your day and you Google and write down all the things that are pertinent to your character. You know what I mean? It don't take nothing out of you.
It doesn't.
If you really want to do it.
I mean, if you really want to do it, then you can live with a madman on the road and learn how to be a madman.
Okay, which is okay for people who have that kind of resource, but
True.
not everybody has access to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
if for example you're paying a bipolar person with bipolar disorder, you can go what 21 and say, yo, put me in another. No, it's for real. You can go and you can talk to them and you say
Research. Talk to them.
I'm doing research. You don't tell them, oh, I'm playing a role. You just tell them I'm doing research and I'd like to learn.
Play this guy.
Yeah. I want us to move into Shira Has, your next one, which is Unorthodox.
Oh my god.
So I've seen one episode, not the whole series, and what I liked, I know I'm gonna make you run away with everything you like, but the one thing that I think stood out for me in episode is how you see her emotions in her like quietness. Like she's very contained. But in that contained, you kind of feel what she feel. You know?
Well, what I love about her character is it's actually the exact opposite. It's the fact that everything is so big for her.
Yeah, everything that's happening to her.
Yeah, everything that's happening because she's a Jew, an Orthodox Jew. So which is why the show is called Unorthodox, because it's kind of her breaking out of the
stigmas,
rigidity of her life. She got married at 18. Was it 18? 18, I think. She was 18.
When you find a wife, when you find a husband, when you have your picnic,
right?
Them tell them the groom them and put them in right.
But they don't do that. It's not about when are you going to. It's about
telling
it's time. This is who you're marrying. Once they approve the marriage, this is it. So you know she was in an arranged marriage and she was living her life and whatever. She and her husband could never consummate the marriage. They went for a year without consummating the marriage, almost a year, because every time they would have sex, it was painful for her.
Right.
But it's because Jews traditionally, it's about sex is purposive. But even in the what did they use?
Like it's for procreation.
Yeah, but what book they use? No, it's not the Quran.
The
Torah.
Yeah.
Even in the Torah says that sex must be pleasurable. It says that. But the problem is that in the show, the problem is that her husband doesn't know how. And he doesn't make an effort to know how. So he starts to think that something is wrong with her and he asked her for a divorce, and so she ran away. She moved to Germany because her mom gave her German papers, because her mom got excluded from the Orthodox community because she loved women. So she ran away to Germany, where she became a citizen, gave her papers, her daughter her papers, where she could go anytime she felt like. And she just ran. She left everything behind and she just ran. And her husband ran after her. But everything she experiences is so big. Everything is so new.
And her portrayal of how one would take those experiences it was impactful for you.
It was brilliant. because it's like you're saying about the eye act, right?
Yeah.
To me, the best part of an actor is your ability to navigate subtle moments,
Yeah.
lifelike moments.
Yeah.
Because when you do it, it can be like certain situations. You know, there's certain situations that it interferes in your calling.
Yeah, I get you.
But putting that on screen, how do I show people that I'm feeling? The only way to show them is to just feel it. It's just feel it. You just have to just do it. You know what I mean? And that, to me, she embodies becoming in that show. The moments that she plays, the subtlety when her husband came back and she was like, her husband found her and she was just like, listen, we're done. There is more. Like, there's no way we can be together
so
again.
This is all done. And what I find interesting about that, especially because in 2020, you know, there is cancer culture. So there are certain topics that I know people are afraid to talk about. So when I see a show that boldly wants to talk about, and especially, you know, even the Jewish community, they've been very untouchable with certain commentary.
Right.
You know?
Right. Especially that New York Williamsburg Jew, those Jews, those.
Right. And
These Jews?
yes, those Jews.
Yeah. But
And then she went to Germany of all places.
right.
Yeah.
So the fact that this show decided to tackle that, you know, it shows a little bravery, but that the actress herself stands out.
And I feel like she does an excellent job in navigating a sexual exploration of women,
that's
of
very
young
yeah,
women.
yeah.
You know, at 18, think about what we experienced at 18 years old.
Oof.
At 18 years old, you're not sexually awakened. You don't know what you like,
Well,
really.
Oh, 18.
No, I mean,
Damn
awaken.
young people are 18?
I mean, awaken.
Oh wait, not just.
Not like yeah, have sex. That's not what I mean by.
I get you. I guess
You know
I'm
what I
just saying
mean?
that everything is so accelerated nowadays. But
Right, but at the same time, which is even the problem, because half the things that people experience, we experience day to day. She didn't experience that.
Okay, true.
There's no
Very good
exposure.
point.
They don't even watch TV. They don't have cell
that's a very
phones.
good point.
You know what I mean? So there is no exploration. There is no navigation of a woman's body, figuring yourself out. What do you like? What do you like?
So there's a youthfulness to it,
Mm-hmm.
and not just youthfulness in age,
Naivety.
but also body and naivety
Yeah.
and mind.
And there is also a boldness in
That's
her
true.
in her expression as a character, pushing the boundaries and deciding that yes, this is what my community tells me that I'm supposed to do, but this is not who I am. This is not what I want to do. So F it, I'm gone. I'm out.
Nice.
She's wrong.
I'm kind of really loving the little segues that are appearing. So I'm actually going to take that
Mm-hmm.
youthfulness and boldness segue to jump to my second one, which is Maisie Williams, also known as Arya from Game of Thrones. Now, Game of Thrones is a kind of a touchy show to talk about for me, because I'm very annoyed with how Game of Thrones ended up in its last season and even
The
two
last
seasons before.
3 seasons, like
That's what I'm trying to say.
it's like you draw the head of a like a portrait. And
Oh,
then
I've
the
seen that
body is like
meme.
a stick
Stick
man.
man.
That is literally what I feel about these last 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. But Arya is still a boss. And what I love about Arya is in Game of Thrones, she's my favorite.
Really?
She's my not favorite character necessarily, but my favorite growth.
Really?
I really
My
love.
favorite was Sansa.
Well, you know what's funny? When
I can see why
Sansa
you
was
said that.
Yeah.
when Sansa was being shit on, I was just like, yo, something coming around the corner for Sansa.
Oh no, when she was being shit on, I was shitting on her. But
Word.
But-
I wasn't. I definitely wasn't.
the character arc.
That character arc was cool. It's not my favorite, but I love it. Meaning, it's up there, but I loved Arya's because I feel like she grew, but she didn't. I feel like she always was that badass, but she didn't know how.
Her body caught up to her personality.
Yeah. And I just loved. You know, like when you say a little baby and him head big, and you're like, I hope this you going to him big head. That is exactly what happened with her bold personality.
you going to begin? That's funny.
Yeah, Chat Bout Flim with Chat Bout Flim. So that's that to me.
I think Arya was excellent, but I think that about most of the characters in the show. I think in terms of casting, Game of Thrones is one of the best cast shows I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
They did an excellent job in casting. Down to Tyrion.
Yo,
Tyrion.
the casting was great.
Casting.
Bran was another one I thought was casted so well.
Bran was well.
Bran
casted
and
as well.
Bron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think that the
Brother?
show was really well
Even,
cast.
even some people just get one line.
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah,
there was
the
a
casting was
standard.
The
on point.
problem
There was
was
a
the
standard.
writers. The problem was the writers.
It was.
There was a standard. Arya's character development was really way that she emerged kind of the hero of the show.
Yep.
The heroine rather of the show. You know what? Fuck it, we're taking back that word. The hero of the show.
Yeah, you know, pause that for a second. I find a hard time. Like in my mind, I was just like, is there something about words like hero and actors that have to be masculine? Like, why would
I
they
don't know
just
why
say
they're
it?
masculine, feminine. They're just
Yeah,
That's just how it's always
actors.
been.
You know, like
Because the people in playing them are masculine and feminine.
Yes,
Mm.
but yes, but we
but then
can
just use the
say.
word actors.
But then, but
Can't
actor. Hold on. Acting is a job.
Acting is a verb. Actor and actresses are nouns.
Yeah. So and right.
And
So
people
so
are
right now we're
masculine
being
and
very
feminine.
PC. Which is why I'm just like.
Heroin is a drug for beasts.
We're gonna leave that one right there.
So you know it's drugs, kids. But yeah,
Some of
Arya did a brilliant job in terms of navigating the different impediments that her character had to face. I think she did.
100%.
I mean, her family died, like her entire.
She lost
Yeah.
her dog.
Yeah.
She lost her dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like
Right?
honestly,
Her wolf.
right, her will. Honestly, which is
No, she lost her dog. DAWG. Her
Dog.
her homie.
dog.
Yeah. So like
Not dog.
And then befriended a hope.
right. So like a lot of the
She got a new
Even-
dog.
even the hound was really good too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
the
was-
casting was so good.
It was-
And with that said, I think the fact that it goes to show, I think, if we look on merchandising and things, just how much Arya's character stands out around all. I'm glad you brought up how well it was cast.
Mhm.
The fact that it was casted so well, and she still is a standout character,
Mhm.
Yep.
says a lot to do.
I mean, to be fair to
To
her,
the-
to be fair
yeah,
to
to the
everybody
actress.
else though, there were all kind of standout characters. If we're being honest, I mean, this is the one show that I've seen in a very long time where people were able to actively call the characters' names and even some of the
Yeah.
actors' names. Because the truth is
Mhm.
that a lot of people don't know actors' names, they don't know actresses' names, they just know the
Yeah.
characters they play.
Yeah.
You know, and they're
So
like,
Daenerys is
it's
one
the
of
same
their-
thing with
yeah.
the Batman we're talking about, right? You know, like you Batman, man, and you're like, which Batman?
Yeah.
Third Batman. I know you're not called
No,
actor
you're
name, but you're like the
which
third.
Batman? The Twilight Batman.
Exactly, the Twilight Batman, and they're like, but you can't use a movie
Yeah.
to
I feel,
describe it.
and they were like Joker.
I would like to say-
Which
Jared
Joker?
Leto, yeah.
But
Which
it was so
Joker?
funny, like growing up for me, you had to know the actors and the actresses' names. You
Yeah.
had to like growing
Different
up
types of
and
research.
You have to know Cary Grant. You have to know them
Mhm,
names.
mhm.
If you don't know them names, then
You're
don't
not saying
exist.
yeah,
you know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah.
So you're right. There are different standouts, but I guess one of the angles, because to be honest, when I did leads and I thought of Game of Thrones, I had Daenerys written down. Because if we're talking about leads, she's technically.
Yeah,
Don't get annoyed with how the show went. We're looking at the actress now.
yeah.
If we're talking about an actual lead, I am cheating right now. You know, Arya wouldn't be written down as a lead; she'd be supported.
Daenerys was good, you know.
She was
Right, but I
She
said,
was
you know
good
what though? I said, I said, you know what though? We're just going to give the brownie points to who killed the Ice King. We're just going to give her that.
See,
Because
She
in
saved the
that
show. She saved everybody's life.
in that horrible season, that was such a great episode.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
And she
a
seal
nice
up. When she came
unexpected-
flying through the freaking
Yeah.
dark, I
Yo.
started man out just like, yeah,
No,
bitch.
she
Yeah,
catch
bitch.
Yo,
Yo,
nah,
bitch.
yeah.
Stab him in the blouse and skirt.
goosebumps all over
Yeah,
again.
boy, yeah,
I remember
boy.
him catch her and
Yeah, boy.
she
Yeah.
drop and then she catch it.
I remember getting up and saying, like, I saw you kill, man.
Yeah, exactly. I saw boy for them.
I saw boy for them.
Same so.
Mm.
Same so. I
They
agree
about
with
this
you.
back of that.
I mean, if we're gonna say Ariel, right? I think honorable mention deserves. Sansa deserves it. I mean,
She deserves.
guys,
deserved.
guys, come with us, talk. Guys, come
No,
with
no,
us.
no.
Let-
Let's be honest.
let's be
We'll be
honest.
honest. Sansa deserves an honorable mention.
100%.
Especially the fact that she started shining when
Yes, she saved those seasons.
yeah, man.
She
Like,
saved-
She
like
saved those freaking
she
seasons.
played a huge role when the show was going to shit. So we have to get your honorable mention.
I'm telling you.
I
Can
agree
get
with you.
another honorable mention? I mean, she wasn't a lead. She had a smaller part.
The girl,
But Liana
Khaleesi's.
Mormont.
That's Khaleesi's
Yes.
girl.
Yo,
Yes,
Liana Mormont
yes,
is
badass.
the baddest.
Badass, that
Khaleesi
little
Baddest-
girl.
No, she was
the
like
little,
10
the
years
little
old.
short girl,
and
the
she-
little black.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the girl who was like
The young bear,
the
man.
Ryan.
The young bear.
She's a Greyjoy.
No,
No.
She's
Mormont, she's a
Mormont from
Mormont.
Bear Island.
But she came from Bear Island, but she came in at the end for the war, for this, and
Yeah.
that same war that Arya
She
killed
was
Ice
like
King.
10 years old.
And she was
Remember when
and
them
they were
there
at the
Winterfell
wall.
now?
They were at the
Yeah.
they
No,
were
when
at
them there
the they were at
Winterfell.
the
In the
wall.
castle, yeah, at the wall in the castle.
Hold on, they were at the Night's Watch.
Yes,
wall,
at the Night's
and
Watch,
she
yes.
spoke
Yes,
there,
yes,
right?
yes,
She
yes,
was
yes,
sending-
yes,
and
yes.
she runs somewhere.
Yeah,
She
she
runs.
run everything.
She run-
Right.
she
run-
That is a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When I heard that girl talk, I was like,
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
put in one last one, even though she
We're just
left
talking about
us-
all the Game of Thrones women.
Yeah,
Let's
it
go.
might as
They're all
well.
great.
Yeah, they're all
But
awesome.
she left us quite early.
Yes, yes,
It
yes,
was
yes.
Kathleen Stark.
Kathleen
Okay.
Stark, yes.
To me, I think.
Yo.
as a woman,
she was good while she was there. Yeah.
And I'm glad you bring her up because she was so influential in even something that Maisie's journey into becoming
Yeah.
Arya. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
you bring her up.
Because didn't Brienne protect Arya because of Kathleen?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it was yeah,
Yeah.
Kathleen did a good job.
Yeah.
And the writers did a good job with her, I think. Because when she was gone, we missed her. We mourned her.
Mm-hmm.
They developed her well and they
yes.
sent her out well.
Yeah.
I think that was
I did like Brian.
I'm going to flip the script a little since because I'm loving my segues. I'm going to do my last one and then we do your last one.
Sure.
Because my last one is also a gangster badass person. So we're going to move from Arya to the bride, which is Uma Thurman from Kill Bill. Swing. I'm gonna make some sword knives.
yeah.
And the thing about Kill Bill is I like talking about my journey into just loving certain types of movies and characters and things like that. And I loved Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
I like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
She was something else.
bro. But in Kill Bill, and we're talking
I
about the
was just
whole
about to ask
bloody
you, like,
affair.
why Kill Bill and not Pulp Fiction?
Hold on. So the thing about Kill Bill that I love the most, other than the gangsterness, right? The scenes that made me love Uma Thurman, because she had more time, that's one of the things.
Mm-hmm.
But the scenes that made me love Uma Thurman the most in Kill Bill, rather than the gangster stuff, were were the resilience. So for example, when she was buried,
Mm-hmm.
that when she had, and hold on, it's not just the I could never. This,
Yeah. Get it over with.
but it wasn't just her being in the coffin. But the flashbacks to Paimei and that resilience and how she acted, and I've seen a lot of reviews where martial arts and Chinese people and people are in that world speak about how well her Mandarin, I think it is, and they said that she sounds Mandarin, and they said that, and that's an testament to the actress. You know what I mean? Like
The research.
yeah, there's a point where
It's the research.
people are like, oh, she's being dubbed over, and they're like, nah,
It's
her Mandarin.
you know who
Really?
that happened to it too. Sorry to cut you. Meryl Streep when she did Julia and Julia.
Okay,
Julie
okay.
and Julia. She when she was playing Julia Child, she learned the language. It's the same thing when she did the Polish
Nice.
Sophie's Choice. She learned the language.
Yeah, and that's an
woman
amazing comparison.
play.
It's funny we don't have any Meryl Streep.
Yeah, because I was about to say.
Yeah.
Then where's Prada? That's what I
Too late, it's gone.
I watched that movie. Yeah. I watched that
And it's actually based on real account.
movie.
But the thing about the bride is that if you remember, the bride, that character, that whole thing was written from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the backstory about that they wrote, and then
But it's
the joke behind it is that the little TV show that they speak about in it is actually Kill Bill.
But they wrote the whole thing, so she had years to
Of-
develop that character
of
knowing
brewing it in her brain.
Right. I mean, it took me a long time to watch Kill Bill. I think I watched Kill Bill for the first time last year, and it's because the person
Wow.
I was dating someone,
Girl.
and they were like, "Excuse me, you haven't watched Kill Bill?
We're all did it.
Sit down,
I'm your side.
sit down.
We're
sit
giving you that response at home. But you know what? Here, I understand that. Sometimes you just don't interact with things.
But even in Les Miserables, Uma Thurman, she's just a remarkable. She's just remarkable.
And
Yeah,
it's
man.
so obscure.
Yeah,
She's
because
extremely obscure.
because you could put her in anything. You
Yeah.
never know what you're gonna.
She's not that typecast.
Yeah, man, she's fantastic. She's like Meryl Streep to me. Like
Did
she.
anybody watch United States of Taro?
No.
Uma
I
Thurman
did
again?
actually.
Yes.
Wait, no, that's Tony Collette.
You're right.
Oh,
You're right.
oh, don't get the shut down. No.
E for effort though.
It's like, I want to talk about something.
Yeah.
Ah, guys, she's fired.
Honorable mention. To
Yeah,
Meryl Streep.
Alex is going to be our host in this, guys. So what? Another thing I wanted to even touch on with Uma Thurman that I like is that she has a way of bringing you into a moment.
Mhm.
And the baddest moment
You
in
mean
the
acting?
whole bloody affair of Kill Bill.
You mean acting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she brings you in that moment where you're watching, like, what you gonna do? What you about to do? What you gonna do right now? So like even when so Pulp Fiction, jump into Pulp Fiction as one example, when she's like looking at the heroin bag. And then you remember when John Travolta is when Vega is talking and you're like, we don't have any more balloons because a big thing about heroin versus cocaine is heroin is in a balloon,
Mhm.
cocaine is in a baggie. So people know not to snort this shit.
Mhm.
And he's like, no, give me the baggie. It don't matter. I'm not going to share this with nobody. You see me? And she takes it out and you're just like, what you gonna do with that? You're a dead girl. And then like her whole, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? And then she takes it and what does she, is that where she does the goddamn?
Yeah.
She does that in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
in
cool.
at the
She just
at
does
the-
that right
at the
there on
food
the
She
shop.
does that right there. And then she just eye roll back and you're like, boom,
yeah.
boom. So that drawing moment
She embodies like whatever she plays.
in the bloody
She
affair when she and one-eyed character is having that fight and that stare off, and I just remember looking at her and that moment, and the person is like chatting and all that, and I'm like, and then I see the focus on the one eye, then I see Uma's face, and I'm like, she's gonna pluck the other eye, and she just whack 'em and drop it. And you see her face, and then the way the makeup did with all of the little blood smear and the days of being in a friggin' coffin on her face, and then she just squash out the eyeball, and I was just like,
Mic drop. Mic drop.
Well, eye drop.
Eye drop.
On the topic of Uma Thurman,
Well, all right.
does anyone remember her from Nymphomaniac 1?
I didn't watch that.
She was in Nymphomaniac?
Yup.
No, she's
Yo.
Let me just double check right now.
Yo, Nymphomaniac was
I never watched
heavy.
that. I
It
don't know what that
was
is.
so
I'm not ready
heavy.
for talk about Nymphomaniac. And
What is-
Lars von Trier. All right, so we I don't want to spend too much time on Lars.
Okay.
But he's, I think Swedish, in fact, check all of this for me, but he's very twisted. And he's very, very twisted, but he has a lot of movies that are very, Nymphomaniac is
like
about,
Tim Burton.
so Nymphomaniac is about a nymphomaniac, not like Tim Burton.
No, not
No. Like,
Like-
okay, he has a scene,
What's his name again?
No. I don't even know what you say. Like
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
Basically, he, all right, so
The
there's
guy-
a scene in one of his movies where a girl cuts off her clitoris. Just
That kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah,
twisted.
twisted. You understand?
Cut
It's
it off.
Borderline
with a scissors.
No, like you cut your hair.
Not
it's-
borderline.
there's no
It's
why.
there.
There's no why.
She just did it. Just
She's-
cause.
yeah, it's-
No, there must have been a why.
It's for another episode.
Okay.
It's and
It's
we
a
can
lot.
talk about this after.
Can somebody send me that name? 'Cause I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
watch it.
I will. Yeah, but it's just he's very twisted, and Uma Thurman plays a twisted character as well.
Yo.
You know, and what I like about her, Uma, is she can be twisted in her normalcy. So it's just like the bride is just a blonde woman
Mm,
who's chopping people head off
mm. Yeah.
and killing up everybody.
Because that's what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is the whole essence of becoming. You know, it's like murderer.
Yeah.
This is true for Mass Murderer.
Exactly.
Last segue. In the you wanted one more thing to say?
No,
Oh,
it was Alex's.
Yeah. So it's the last segue. We spoke about the beauty in the normalcy.
Mhm.
I don't. You might not agree with me, but I like your next pick's portrayal of emotions in normalcy.
Right.
So tell us.
Viola in Fences.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, it's not a screen thing. It was a play.
It was a play that I've read.
Adapted for screen. Let me tell you about that.
Was there a thing?
God, man. Okay, first of all,
Never has not been so amazing.
Viola is epic.
She is.
Okay, she is epic
In everything she does.
in everything. She
Even in things I don't like.
yeah, she embeds herself in it. You can tell when you watch her, you can tell that she does the work. You know what I mean? And that's how an actor, I feel, becomes noteworthy or notable, is do the work, you know. And in Fences is not that easy something to play.
It isn't.
I mean, you're a woman. Just that
It's a heavy story.
just that monologue she's saying. He's like, you think it's easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 20 years? And she's like, shut your shit, because I've been right here. What do you mean if I think it's easy? I was right here. You know what I mean? It didn't take long for me to realize that this relationship was going nowhere, that my life was going nowhere, but I stayed here with you because you're my husband. And so to me, the progression of that woman, because at first, you know, you meet her as this homemaker, this wife, this mother who is taking the shit from her husband and, you know, taking care of home, holding down the fort. And then he comes in and he's just like, well, you know, some breed a girl around, and she's just like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do now?
So the play. So what's interesting about the play, Fences, right? And I love how they portrayed it on the screen. They kept the setting tight, and they kept you focused on the people. It's it's the strength of dialogue, it's the strength of story.
Yeah, and I mean Denzel is
Denzel. This and that was for Denzel.
Right.
Because one comment that is not a complaint, but is a comment, is that I personally think Denzel is very Denzel in his roles.
You mean equalize Denzel?
Well, but even art, and why I say that is there is a power and a way that he speaks in a lot of his movies. He does it in Glory. He does it in Remember the Titans, where it's like, I am the black man that's with power.
But he was.
And that's why I say it's a
because if you look at,
it's not a complaint, it's something that I notice.
But what I'm
it's
saying
a Branda
is
speaking, because something that does it as well. What's his name? That does a lot of documentary voiceovers. Morgan Freeman does it as well.
He's there as well. Where
but
I
Morgan
personally,
Freeman, I find Morgan Freeman is very voice of God in like.
And he knows this. He narrated a documentary about God.
God, exactly.
Yeah. And he does commercials.
But Denzel, you know,
and I don't want to spend too much time on Denzel because it's about Viola.
Right, but I understand what you're saying, but you also can't discredit the variety, because if you look at Remember the Titans,
but I don't think it varies. I don't think it varies.
Look at Training Day, right?
Yeah,
that's the one.
That's the one.
Training Day,
Fences.
No, Fences fits Remember the Titans.
Fits his profile.
It fits his
You think
profile.
so?
But his profile is good. But his
Equalizer,
profile is good.
where he was very.
It's not bad enough, but I don't think it varies much.
Okay, I don't like typecasting actors. So.
And I know, and I get that. I'll be the asshole for that.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. But with that said,
Viola
he rocks that. But when I had to teach the play once, and it was hard reading that play, just coming back from doing school in Ohio. Because what I think that play does a really good job is of saying, hey, this is a villain. And this is his situation. Now, you can feel sorry for him if you want, or you can hate him for his choice. But these are the fences that he has to live around. It's the fences is a powerful thing, you know. And when I thought that it was about, you know, no, 100%. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying I liked how they did that with him. And with Val, there is a books that came out in the 80s era speaks about, which is how women went through the trinity of discrimination.
Women in society, right?
Women in American society, specifically with those narratives.
Well, I mean, I just mean like the topic, the theme in literature, women.
Oh yeah. That is the CXE,
right.
Women in society. Right. But what it brings out is what I don't know if this is a real term, unless I'll call it my term.
You know what I've realized though? Sorry, I'm gonna lose the thought. That's what I want to just say.
Go ahead. I won't lose.
I realized that a lot of the characters that you picked out are strong women, like four women.
You don't get brownie points for that. They're the strong women.
Yeah. Sorry.
But
chill.
not. the kind of strength that they display is external strength.
Okay.
And a lot of the characters that I picked are very internally strong women.
Which is
you know what I mean?
which is
Like
true.
Mel who got cheated on for
Well, Claire
Holmes'
Danes,
strength.
I know you didn't see Homeland, but she is a lot of internal strength.
Right. Okay.
But
well,
cool. But the other two are definitely
Kilden
badasses.
and Arya, and the way that you describe them, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
badasses.
okay, he loves the badass thing. But what about the women who are deep? What about the women who are strong because they're broken? You know what I mean?
No, well, Claire Danes is Homeland, that character, 100% what you're talking about.
Right.
But I understand that, and that's probably my male chauvinistic mindset that I still need to get out
At
of.
least you can admit
Yeah.
it. We love to see it. We love
Yeah,
to
I'm a
see it.
trash flawed
We
man.
love to see it.
You know.
But I think the
but-
most
Hold
important.
on. Okay, continue.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to quickly say the Trinity sounds so positive, but the Trinity of discrimination is they're discriminated as women, they're discriminated as black women, and then the other part is they're discriminated as immigrant women.
Right.
You know, that is the Trinity. And she definitely is treated like an immigrant based on the African American point of view. You know, and then you have as women, black men discriminate black women a lot and don't realize that they're treating them poorly. And then she is a person white.
And they kind of authorize everybody else to do it too, because it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, if you're a man, I do it too. Why we
Like,
can?
right. And it's I feel like a very interesting exploration of what women were required to do and expected to do, because he is just like, he's coming home with this whole new baby and woman out of nowhere, and she's just like, what the actual F?
No,
And-
I didn't say
Yeah, you can
And
say, you know,
and
what the actual
my
F
mommy
did you
might be
F?
listening. My mommy might be listening. I don't want to say that.
this.
So,
Hi, Mom. Yeah,
so you know, and then she's just like, so brethren, you don't think somebody want have sex with other people too? You don't think
All
somebody
this
want
time.
next man?
All
All
this time.
this time when me lay down in there, I mean I lock my eye tight,
And I dry up.
come here and say, boy, you know, say I'm husband. This one I see no, but I'm husband. You never think somebody want other man, and you just gonna roll, just gonna leave, go plant your
Nah,
seed
like-
wherever it's gonna grow. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
that scene did hit me.
And so
That
a
scene
big
is
part
tricky.
of I think the way that she grew in that role is that point of explosion right in that monologue. She was just like, he's just like, he's angry, he's drunk, he is expecting a baby, he doesn't know how to tell his wife, he has a whole son who he thinks is worthless because he won't do what he wants him to do. His baseball career is ruined because of whatever injury he has, you know what I mean? Like this man has so much shit going on and he feels like it's the end of the world, but he has not stopped to consider, kept him up for the last 20 years. She's been his backbone, and he's kicking it. It's like your spine is standing up and he's kicking in your vertebrae, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's just knocked
yeah.
out two of the joints in your vertebrae,
Yeah.
and you're like, how am I supposed to stand now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I love about her as an actress as well is she literally would say, yo, you see this scene? I'm gonna murder that scene. And in doubt, when she got that nomination for that, yes, it's a blood clot scene. And it's funny because it's, in my opinion, it's such an okay movie. It's such a,
No, that was a
Sorry.
good movie.
Sorry. Let me take it back. Because I love Philip Seymour Hoffman as well too. So sorry, I don't mean it's an okay
No, it
movie.
was
Sorry. It is. I think it was a very simple story.
there you go.
I am sorry.
It was very clean.
Sorry.
Clean.
Have faith in the kid. I just meant that it was a simple story. But when we reach that scene, and it's just like, yo, what you want me to do? I was like, yeah, what's she for do? What's she for do? I don't know what she for do. I don't know what we are gonna do. What we are gonna do? And then the scene done, I was like, what am I looking at?
Literally,
Yeah.
that's how I felt in that fancy
Yeah.
scene. You know, and you know, I think as an actress, as a young black female actress,
Sorry.
And if you go anywhere else, you might be an immigrant.
and I would be an immigrant,
So all
absolutely.
three strikes.
And
So I have
when you
always-
turn a bigger star, does member say Chat Bout Flim? What's your?
So
Yeah.
so
Alright.
I didn't realize what was happening to the left of me. I am kidding, guys. Yes. So that say we're on the level. After me, I tell her, say she bust already, you know. I'm gonna take the little fame. Want to take the little fame.
I know me a bus. When my boss me link you. But it's like it's very inspiring to see women like Viola get up and do the roles that people like. She's just another angry black woman. So what? So the fuck what? I am black. I am angry. This nigga just brought home an effing baby. Wouldn't you be an angry white woman?
True.
You know?
Well,
I mean,
they get psycho.
Yeah, but because them chipling. Let's just say,
make Uma Thurman do that one.
Right. Them. I mean, anybody chip with a lick. You know, color indiscriminate. Everybody chip with a lick. Yeah. Even if you are a man. And let's just talk about how men can't take bun, okay? So we're not even gonna go there. We're not even gonna go there because because if I was supposed to come, this is why man get jacket, because if me supposed to come in with a 9 months better and say, boy, you know. As somebody else, you know.
So
treat that in. They like kill you.
Oh, by the way, there has been an actual study done. And Jamaica has the highest rate of women passing off illegitimate children.
Of course we do.
To men.
Of course we do.
I've been saying it for a minute, but there was no evidence to substantiate my claim until this year.
Do you know that it's just easier to decide who you want to be the father, because nobody's gonna like. If me and the boy are there for 5 years, I'm a brave. I said, boy, you know, say.
Are you still?
I'm full time now. I'm make you a father. Are you? Come here, baby. Wow. Not saying I would do it.
Now
just
listen,
saying.
everybody, we are not condoning jacket business.
Me I condone it, yeah, girl.
We are not.
If he's the father,
Chat Bout Flim is condoning none of this.
Let's just hold on.
We believe in wholesome.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold
I just wanna clarify my statement. Classify what I'm saying right quick.
Okay.
Sometimes you breed for your boy when I work nothing. And there is a man. And there is a man.
It is official. Chat Bout Flim has turned into Chat Bout Fucker.
No, but it's true. There is a man. There is a man who you know would be a good father to your child, and it's about the betterment of your child. It's about what's best for your child at that point in time. You know?
And that makes it right.
I didn't say it was right.
I'm with. So I'm going to.
You know that reminds
I'm going to say. I'm actually going to stop Jamar. I'm going to say that when we have our podcast where we talk about modern topics and things like that, we will definitely bring you in.
You think so?
With it on 100%. In that point by saying that the emotions we are all having now are brought about by Viola's acting, and that is why she's a goat in the business. Why she's a great. With that said, Gigi.
Acting is what did I say? The shit. I was gonna say something really profound. The art thing. There's a definition of art that I read once. Art is meant to inspire. It's supposed to invoke feeling of anger, hurt, happiness, blah 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 blah. Like it's supposed to make you feel and think. Nice. And Viola embodies that.
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
definitely.
All right, onto the.
I'm sorry.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say that I really like, good acting. The acting that makes you do the thing, like, what we're going to do. Like, you feel like you're a part of it. It's like, okay, we're in this struggle now. What we're going to do? And you watch the screen. Yeah. Okay, so we're done. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We have one more question, or last question that we ask everybody, which is, if you had a superhero power, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Ooh.
Yes,
right.
Mine too.
Mine feels lame every week, but I'm gonna say it. Mine is healing.
Oh.
Of myself and others. Like kind of like Wolverine and kind of like Kylo Ren.
I guess that's inspiring, huh? I should have picked something.
No, that's fine. No.
Now I feel kind of
I like my power.
I just kind of want to disappear and watch it.
Yeah.
You creep.
No, it's not even about creepiness. It's also about sometimes. There you go. There you go. You got doing an investigative work. Okay.
Thank you so much. We have a gift for you.
Oh, I got a gift. Yeah. What is
it?
It says Chat Bout Flim, doesn't it?
It
Chat Bout Flim shirt. I would like you to just put it out there. You got there.
Wait, hold on. Wait, one more time. great,
All
lovely.
right, nice.
And it's got
Okay,
white
I
writing
guess-
on mine, except mine
Send
says.
us out.
All right, so we're just going to close the show. You can just hold it up one more time for the YouTube people to see. For those on the audio podcast, just know Chat Bout Flim shirt has been given out to our illustrious top boy superstar celebrity that's going to put Chat Bout Flim on the map.
Enough with that.
Exactly. So we just want to just close out by saying follow up _Alex Gregory, follow up Chat Bout Flim on Instagram, follow us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all those podcasts there, Podcast, Radio Public or Republic, I think all of them out there. So put that on.
Podcast, the man full of podcast.
Yeah. Subscribe on YouTube, follow everything.
Sorry, anyone?
Chat Bout Flim. Big up on yourself. About to end the stream, and I always have to watch me end the stream.
Nice.
All right.